like every girl in this world, we all want to get like prettier.
Korean society is making women look like Barbie dolls.
Plastic surgery advertisements everywhere, outside in the streets, on buildings, in buses and subways. How could an individual woman growing up and living in this society not feel pressured to look perfect? Everything, literally everything around you says looking beautiful is the only thing that matters.
It would be a lie if we say that beauty does not matter. People invented beauty standards and we provide the answer for people's needs. This is how it works.
South Korea, one of the world's most prosperous nations, home to K-pop, Samsung Electronics, and Kia Motors. It's also been called the plastic surgery capital of the world, where tourists flock to the high-status neighborhood of Gangnam to sample an array of cosmetic procedures. One of those patients is Arya, a 25-year-old Thai woman who has been living and working in Korea for 5 years. Today she's come to JW Plastic Surgery Center in Seoul to get double eyelid surgery, a procedure that creates an eyelid crease that around half of East Asian people are born without.
I am going to have my double eyelid surgery and lateral canthoplasty and epicantoplasty. First of all, it will make my life a bit easier at first. Like when I wake up in the morning, I won't have to spend my time to put like a double eyelid tape to make my eye even. And it will be easier to put a makeup on, of course. And besides that, of course, like when you meet people, eyes is the first thing that you see when you're talking to people. And sometimes I feel like really not confident about it when I'm looking to another people, because sometimes they like keep staring at your eyes that you have a symmetric eye or something like that.
Arya isn't alone. A 2015 study revealed that almost 1 in 3 young women have had plastic surgery in South Korea. That's 31% of women between the ages of 19 and 29. Korea also ranks 5th in the world for its number of trained plastic surgeons, making up 5.3% of the world total.
In modern societies in Asia, there is it's tricky because it's not quite an aspiration to look Western, but I think that a lot of the Western beauty ideals have influenced beauty trends in East Asia. So, for example, like large double eyelids or large eyes with double eyelids, to have like a slim nose with a tall bridge, a smaller kind of V-line shaped face, all those kinds of things.
I know a lot of people who had surgery, like more than half of all the girls in my class in high school got plastic surgery as a graduation gift. Good morning. Welcome to my lair. This is my dog, and it's a weekend morning, so I'm going to hang out with my friend.
This is Summer Lee. She's part of a growing radical feminist movement called Escape the Corset. They are rebelling against what they see as Korea's impossible beauty standards.
My name is Summer. Of course, it's not my real name, but I'm using a fake name because being a feminist in Korea can be dangerous. Apparently, it's a good enough reason to get fired from your job or receive threats online. And I am currently participating in Off the Corset movement. The corset is a representation of femininity that we perform, such as the expectations of women having long hair or no body hair, or wearing makeup, having fair, soft skin, wearing high heels, wearing feminine clothes, all of those we call corsets. And we reject doing that. We reject wearing those because it does nothing good for women's rights. Like, I did it, I wore makeup, I had long hair, and I wore dresses from time to time, but I always thought it was exhausting, time consuming, money consuming. And before, I used to look in the mirror so often because I had to check my makeup constantly. I was so conscious about how I looked, because that's what makeup does. It starts with looking in the mirror, looking at your face, and finding out flaws to cover or fix. But since I don't do that anymore, I'm less conscious about how I look. I don't care about how I look. I feel very free.
So Escape Corset, it's one of the main movements now that is kind of at the forefront of Korea's feminist movements. The name comes from 탈출 corset, which means 탈출 means escape in Korean. The movement first arose summer of 2018 when on social media some Korean women started to destroy their makeup in a series of videos and pictures. Not only did they destroy their makeup, but they also cut their hair short to say that you can have short hair as a woman, but also that they no longer wanted to be objectified or sexualized.
While more and more women are taking part in Escape the Corset, it's also been met with some resistance by men who feel threatened and think the movement is hateful towards men. In the song Feminist by controversial rapper Son E, he appears to mock the Escape the Corset movement with lyrics like, "When did we ever say you needed to be pretty? You did plastic surgery for your own satisfaction. Now you're being childish. I like long hair, don't change." Son E released an apology for the song, insisting it was satire and not his personal views on women's rights. But he then caused controversy again by calling radical feminists mentally sick at one of his concerts.
With older generations, I think it's still harder for them to reconcile with like the rise of such a movement. And then there are segments of men who obviously feel that these types of movements are disadvantaging men in general. Some of them are called meninists, and there are counter movements being led by men that are male, I guess, forms of male empowerment.
Rowoon Lim is a college student who is also taking part in the Escape the Corset movement. She runs a YouTube channel recreating dance routines from K-pop videos, taking away any elements she sees as sexually objectifying.
I think all artists are responsible for social development, so whenever I dance and think about it, I think K-pop culture has several times more to fix than its merits. It's so influential, so influential, especially for minors. Women in Korea love male idols so much that they pour money and pour affection on them and fit themselves into a mold of abnormal appearance. And even though they are adults, they try to look like children. Korean women cut their hair and often receive a question, "Do you want to be a man?" But also many women in Korea are trying to escape from the mythical power of beauty, from breaking away from the obsession with long hair, the two-step objectification of women.
They absolutely have a right to protest. Whatever makes them happy, I think it is a human right, but it is not the only way to do so. I strongly oppose them judging those women who decide to still wear makeup or undergo plastic surgery.
If someone feels burdened by beauty standards and wants to stop, it's their right to protest. It should be a personal matter. If a woman wants to adjust to beauty standard or wants to just stand against, loving themselves as they are. We are not allowed to judge neither side.
I think the women in South Korea desire to get plastic surgery. That is a phenomenon. And younger looking and better looking. Since Korean War, our economy developed so fast. And then neoliberal consumerism actually just pressurized people. So all the practice of body modification, including plastic surgery, makeup, and diet, this is, they believe, just showing their good identity in the society.
Ta-da! Took what, like 5 minutes? Less than 5 minutes?
I don't know.
One thing that really made me snap and made me feel like I really have to do this is when I saw an advertisement of school uniforms. One brand made an advertisement, and for the boys' uniforms they highlighted how comfortable it is, how warm it is, how adjustable the size is so that a rapidly growing boy can wear it for 3 years. And for the girls' school uniform, they highlighted how tiny you would look in that, how slim you would look in that, how pretty the skirt line is designed. They had a little pocket that would only fit a lipstick, like the size of 2 fingers maybe. And they proudly advertised it as a lipstick pocket. Like, ta-da, we have a pocket for a lipstick.
Media on the West tends to exaggerate the meaning of beauty in Korean society, but I personally think that Korean people just speak about it more openly. Westerners say that inside beauty is the most important. If that is the case, then why Kardashians are so popular on Instagram, or why people almost booed Susan Boyle before seeing her performance on Britain's Got Talent. People always have wanted to look beautiful. People are also judged by their appearance, whether we may like it or not. This is human nature. Beautiful people might achieve life goals more easily. And it's not only about the appearance, it's also, or above all, about the confidence. The worst misconception, I think, is that Asian people want to look more Western. We do not follow Western beauty standard. Small eyes make us look tired or somehow unfriendly. This is why double eyelid is considered to be a beauty standard. Small V-line face is considered to be beautiful. It gives smooth and pleasant look. People judge people by their looks, and there is nothing we can do with that. It is the very first impression of a person, and this is not something our mythical evil industry has invented.
So we're gonna take a quick walk around my area. And I love wearing pants with pockets. I don't have a bag. Who needs bags when we have pockets?
Me too.
Yeah.
Who needs pockets?
No, who needs bags?
Who needs bag?
Clearly, there are a growing number of people beginning to redefine what it means to be beautiful in Korea. But for the vast majority, the pursuit of perfection shows little sign of slowing down.
And so there's bound to be more backlash coming against these types of ideals because, as demonstrated in other societies, they can end up becoming quite constricting and suffocating for a lot of people, men and women.
I see a lot of people who seem to be participating in off the corset movement, but I also want us, like, being in this state to be considered normal. I'm never going back to the feminine summer. This is feminine. I'm a woman. What a woman is and what a woman does is feminine.